Cass is a tri-coloured collie cross from the animal rescue in Truro. She has odd eyes, one brown, the other a walleye, the colour of glacier ice, the pale blue accentuated by the pirate's patch of black fur which surrounds it. When we aren't walking, she spends her time curled up in her basket in the kitchen, or stretched out on the front doorstep, paws neatly crossed, watching the world with her dewy, mismatched eyes. Nathan took some convincing. I begged for years. A home isn't a home without a dog, I'd said. Thankfully, he was swayed by the "a large country house needs a dog" argument I pushed. I'm not exaggerating when I say that before Cass arrived to keep me company, the never-ending hours spent in this suffocating place were torture. Nathan's never taken to her, but she's clever and keeps herself inconspicuous when he's around. The gate clicks shut behind us and I breathe in deeply, relishing, as I do every day, the immediate sense of freedom. I loathe the house. Disquiet ferments in its shadows and the air inside is heavy, as if each molecule's formed from lead. To the outside world, Trevose house is impressive, huge and undeniably beautiful. A grand building which passers-by take note of. I watch them sometimes from the window on the first floor landing, concealed from sight behind the musty damask curtains. Walkers on the lane who slow down to take a better look occasionally stop and lean casually over the wall to point out features and nod with appreciation. Some take photographs on their phone, perhaps for Instagram. #housegoals. Sometimes, if I'm outside hanging the laundry or pinning back raspberry canes, they might catch sight of me and blush, ashamed of their snooping, hastily informing me how lovely my home is, as if this will excuse their intrusion. A curt nod and no attempt to engage invariably sends them scurrying away, and I become no more than an easily dismissed entry etched into the diary of their day, the dour owner of that beautiful house we walked past. Trevose House, near New Mill, with iron gates which close with a clang and lock with a large key more at home on the belt of a jailer. 2 stone pillars stand guard either side. The granite walls are studded with a line of sash windows and 3 wide steps lead up to a grand doorway, beside which the date of construction, 1753, is carved into the seal grey stone. The house was the principal dwelling on land profitably run by the Cardew family for generations. That was until Nathan's father got involved. Charles Cardew was a poker-loving drunk who, between inheriting the estate in his mid-30s and killing himself at 52, sold most of it off in chunks to pay gambling debts. 300 acres or so, 4 farm workers' cottages and a number of characterful barns, which, as Nathan often tells me bitterly, could have been converted into lucrative holiday rentals. Nathan has no fond memories of his father, and rarely mentions him with anything other than contempt in his voice. According to my mother, Charles was a drog polat, a rascal with a twinkle in his eye. He spent most of his time in the pubs of Penzance and Newlyn, buying drinks for the locals and losing his money to anybody willing to sit down and play cards with him. He shot himself in the face in the study at Trevose House on Nathan's 13th birthday. Nathan and his sister, Carenza, who was 17, found him. It turned out the debts he'd run up were far worse than he'd let on, and after she'd replaced the carpet in the study, it fell to Nathan's mother to clear up the financial mess he'd left behind. Sylvia Cardew had, in her own words, no time for fools, gluttons, the idle or weak, and slowly but surely she managed to sort out the chaos. Carenza ran away from home soon after Charles killed himself and, if sotto voce local rumours were to be believed, died from a heroin overdose in a squalid bedsit in Hastings 8 months later. Though Nathan doesn't talk about his sister, there's a photograph of her in a silver frame on his desk.